Greetings and welcome to STEM Inspired, where we utilize personal stories and experiences to interest the possibility of a STEM profession in adolescence.
I'm your host, Jacobs Nest.
Today on the show, we have a software developer,
A hologram maker, Star Trek fan, he built electronics from swap meets.
Please give a warm welcome to Bruce Berger.
Hi Jacob, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing today, sir?
Pretty good.
Can you please state your name and what you do for a living?
My name is Bruce Berger, and I work with a software that actually reads license plates. And our customer is primarily toll roads. A lot of those are using our software these days. There's certain lanes that people can get transponders for their cars, and as they go by, they keep track of cars that go on and off. And if you don't have a transponder, you just get a monthly bill in the mail, and they read your license plate. Whoever owns the vehicle gets the bill, and it has to do this fairly accurately.
What is the best part about your job?
One of the best parts about my job is I get to work at home. That's the best part. But work-wise, it is, you have to do something that I think kind of keeps you interested. The challenge is the readers has to be like 99.95%, so only 0.05 and 20th of a percent of the time you could be wrong. And so it has to be very good. The challenge in general keeps things interesting, I think.
Did your interest in challenges develop through hobbies when you were younger?
Well, just a scientific mind, I've always had good analytical skills. I always do crossword puzzles and things like that. So I think that's a recurring theme in my life. Actually, at a very young age, my mom brought my brother and I to museums and just got us interested in science and things like that right away. And she'd be carting us off to observatory or something like that. I think she wanted to go more than we did. But it was fun, and the Museum of Science and Industry in California, we went to that too. And that had an exhibit of holograms there, and that intrigued me. And actually, years later, I did that as a hobby for a while in my garage, just made some holograms. That was sort of an interesting thing that I picked up from museums.
What about it? Did it make a connection to you? Was it future?
Funny you should say, because it'd probably be Star Trek or something like that. Because I certainly, as a kid, I grew up watching that, and it painted a nice picture of humanity that working together was kind of refreshing. And it just also painted an approach, a scientific approach to things. And it's just, the science is just a scientific approach, but it embraces a lot of things. And I think just having that familiarity at a young age and watching it in TV shows and seeing it actually happen is kind of inspiring in itself. So I think just the exposure, and once you actually get to learn about science, it is just fascinating when you think about it, all that's out there. It just keeps your mind active,
What kind of hobbies did you do when you were younger?
I did get involved with electronics because there'd be like a swap meet or something nearby where you could get really some great junk for like cheap, for dollars, and I'd take it home and try to figure out how to use it. And so that was really that led me to get anyway in college in electronics, was from that experience of just messing around and playing with stuff.
What kind of stuff would you build when you would go to the swap meets?
Well, actually, what happens is you go there and you just get a bunch of junk that you can't even anticipate you're going to have, and you go, what is this? And then you try to figure it out, I would just try to see if I could get it to work. Sometimes I could put together, I could nearly take apart a watch and put it back together. I was never ever able to do that. At some point, you take apart a watch and it goes, spring! And that's, a lot of stuff with the speakers and things. I once got a Pong. You hook up to your TV and finally got that to work. That was pretty cool. That was only $5. I got a Pong game. That was fun.
What advice or information would you give to children who would like to enter a STEM profession?
If you have any sort of, if anyone has any sort of an aptitude for math or the sciences, then they should continue to, because strangely enough, I got a job with Hughes Aircraft, and I got it because I had a degree in college. And even if I had the same skills, they wouldn't give me a job unless you had the degree. And so just from a practical point of view, you might, for certain professions, have to go to college, and that means that you're going to want to get good grades. And so the only advice I would say would be to try to apply yourself and get those grades. That would be the only advice, is to just apply, because later on, if you slack off now and you take it easy, you might find that might hurt you later.
One last question. If you could have a superhero power, what would it be and why?
I don't know. I've always wanted to fly. That's what superheroes do. They fly. I wouldn't have to catch plane on time, I could just fly over there like a heroes.
Thank you for taking the time to share your story. It was truly inspiring.
You know, a lot of lives. I mean, my life's just an ordinary life, but the work's kind of interesting. It's true, and so I hope I can help out.
Thank you so much. You have a great day.
Okay, thank you. Talk to you later.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed our program. STEM Inspired is a project of BC STEM Ventura County's cross-sector network to improve educational outcomes in the STEM fields from early learning to career. STEM Inspired is generously funded by Arconic. Innovation engineered. Please join us next time as we continue to dive into the lives and experiences of STEM professionals. As always, I'm Jacob Zinahaz. Discover new things. You never know when an interest can become a passion that can change the world. This has been STEM Inspired.